Return on investment for annual giving is a very important thing to think about, and it's often the very first thing that your campaigns committee or your development board will be asking you about. Academics like to know too, how's our money in for every pound that we spend? And at Bristol, we've really tried to move people away from that and to talk about absolute return. And we have some great statistics going back over the past 7 years that demonstrate our best year if you do straight return on investment. If you look at how much did each pound that you raise cost, we were most effective almost 7 years ago because it cost us less than something like 30p in the pound, 20p in the pound to raise every pound that we got in. Fantastic, you would say, except our absolute income now is about 5 times what it was 7 years ago. Our return on investment has dropped slightly because we've realized to get annual giving money in, you have to spend a lot of money. You have to ask people by post, which is expensive. You have to ask them by telethon, which is expensive for acquisition. Now, once you've got people giving, they give by direct debit. You can renew them onto direct debit, and renewing them becomes less and less expensive every year that they stay committed to your program. So it's in the long term, we think, our return on investment will be acceptable. It will probably never reach the heady days that it was back in 2003 when our P in the pound looked outstanding. But I can tell you the total income for Bristol 7 years ago was less than £200,000. Now the total income, once you take how much we've raised versus our costs and subtracted our costs, you end up with a much higher number these days. So return on investment is a hiding to nothing. Absolute return and long-term program sustainability are the two clarion calls for a successful annual giving program.